Okay, here we go.
Well, hang on to your hat. Planet Mikey's at bat with a very special guest. He's a legend, you see. His name is Bill Lee. The spaceman is the best. I'm your host, Vinny Popolo-Pupolo. Welcome to the Planet Mikey podcast.
I want to be a spaceman. That's what I want to be.
You know, I got to tell you, these intros are getting more and more crazy and demonstrative and musical.
It's Vinny Popolo-Pupolo.
It is. It's Vinny Popolo-Pupolo, who should really change his name for marketing purposes to Vinny Poopin-a-Pantsalo.
You still owe him money. $15 he wants.
We got Bill Lee live in Vermont with us now, and Bill's always interesting, as you know. He's always got stories, and he's got all kinds of information and knowledge of one of my favorite subjects, of course, which is baseball. And Bill Lee, how are you?
Well, you lost me now.
What, we lost you? You can't hear us?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. He can't hear us, Smitty.
Well, he should be able to.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Wait, what button did you push over there? That's the magic button, Smitty.
I didn't press any buttons.
Okay.
No,
But, Bill, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you can hear me, then that's good, because there's no video involved in this.
It must be the guest.
How are you, Spaceman? How are you?
Now I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
I didn't touch anything. I've done nothing.
Okay. You're on your landline, and you can't hear us.
Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate. I can eat 24 eggs at one sitting.
No, 50 eggs.
50? Oh.
50. He said 50. All right. I'm assuming.
I can't eat that. Where do you go when you fade away?
I don't know. This never happened before. You've been on this podcast 11
right
times. Are you sitting in a room where you don't get internet connection on your iPhone?
What is your name? Christy Matheson? Carl Hubble?
Wait
Great fadeaway artist of the New York era?
Okay, I'm going to do a test.
Struck out, I forget how many Hall of Famers.
In the All-Star.
Not as many as Eddie Feiner did in 1957.
Eddie Feiner, the king of softball?
He did it all. He struck out Clemente, Mays, Maury Will.
Throwing underhand.
Maury should have bunted.
Throwing underhanded, right? The king in his court? All right, Keith, this is not good. This is not good. He's not hearing me, and we have we have a real failure to communicate here.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't either. You know, what should we do?
Harmon Killebrew. Willie McCovey.
Bill, can you hear me?
I think they're all National Leaguers.
Bill, can you hear me when I'm speaking to you, which I am now? No?
I can hear you right now, but then you fade away.
All right. You know what?
Let's call back.
We're going to call you back. Okay. Let's try that. Okay.
Stand by, Bill.
Stand by. We'll call you back.
I'll do this live on the air here. Hold on.
This is going swimmingly so far.
All right.
Today. And I don't know if it has to do with the Vermont atmosphere, or is it us?
It might be you.
It's not me. You can hear me.
It's been known to be you in the past.
See this on my shirt? I don't give a rat's ass.
All right, hold on. We're going to call Bill back.
Okay, call him back.
Here we go.
Oh, my goodness.
See if it's any better.
This is
Might be a different cell tower.
very bizarre.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll just smoke this.
what was that? Oh, hang on.
He probably didn't hear to hang up, and we'll call you back.
That might be true.
That's
All right, but I'm calling again. Here we go.
okay.
Here we go. Okay, this is the exciting adventure we have here at the Planet Mikey podcast. Here it comes. Now he's going to answer the phone.
Hello.
Hello. Is this
Hello.
Bill? Is this Bill Lee?
Can you hear
Only
me?
person in this house that's sober.
Now, I got to know, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because I think we had a
Not
bad...
well, but I can hear you, but not as loud as I would like.
Okay. I don't know. Is the cell phone? It's not cell phone. It's a landline. Is Vermont?
I'm a landline, and you're digital.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, Smitty. Maybe it's your digitalia.
It's analog.
Yeah. Leave my digitalia out of this.
Every time I sit down.
Yeah, no, I don't text. You know.
Every time I sit down to take a dump, I'm analog.
Now you lay a log.
I drop a dookie. So I guess we can, if you can hear us, okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, then we can. we'll just edit that out, that other thing out.
We could start it again.
No,
No, you don't want to do that.
do you?
No.
Okay.
Well, why not?
So, Bill, how are you? We're checking on your health. You know, you and Smitty are roughly the same age, and you're both in.
I'll be 80 on December 28th, 2026. I was born in 46.
Right. Yeah. So,
So
you're 80th
I'm
birthday.
almost an 80-year-old, and I shot half my age the other day. I shot a 38, and when I was a year ago, I shot a 78. When I was 78, and I shot basically a 79 when I was 79.
So your golf game is good, and
I birdieing holes, and I'm bogeying, and I'm not getting too many doubles, and I can get up and down from the parking lot, as Calvin Pete's caddy said.
That's good. Now, you should be the health advisor to the Red Sox because at your age, you still pitch. You can go out there and throw for the Savannah Bananas. But the Red Sox have so many injuries right now. What the fuck is going on with these guys? They can't stay healthy. We got Garrett Crochet. He's hurt.
Yep, bad shoulder.
Tanner Houck, Trevor Story, Cutter Crawford, Roman Anthony, who was supposed to be the next coming of Jesus, is on a 60-day IL. Tristan Casas, Connolly Early went down the other day. Sogard, Falefa, and that Marcelo. They're all hurt. They got 11 injuries, Bill.
Wow, so Early went down late.
I know. What's going on, though? Why can't these guys stay healthy?
Why? Because they try to throw too hard. They overstride. They have no respect for their deceleration muscles. That's your supraspinatus, your interspinatus, and your teres minor. Those are your rotator cuff muscles that are supposed to slow you down after you've delivered the ball. Now they snap the slider. That's their medial epicondylitis.
Yep.
Distal epicondylitis is what tennis players get. And medial epicondylitis is what left-handers get.
It's pathetic, though, because they're getting a lot of money, and we all remember the days of the complete game and the 200. You pitched 250 innings a year for the Red Sox 3 years in a row. You didn't get hurt,
and I threw batting practice to my own hitters 2 days after, or 1 day after the start, and I was on a 4-man rotation.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. Every fourth day, 3 days of rest, and then you go again. But I will say this, though, about the Red Sox. There is a glimmer of hope because they've won 4 in a row. They're climbing toward the 500 mark. In fact, the new manager, Chad Tracy, has a 500 record now as their new manager. That's despite all these unbelievable injuries to star players. I can't get over it. They've shown some guts here.
Every team has the same injury problem because they do not respect their bodies. They've never heard of a guy named Nikolai Bernstein, a Russian physiologist back in the early 1900s that I have read. None of them know what I know. All they have are these computers. They have these driveline things that tell you what you're supposed to do, but they do not respect their deceleration muscles.
Yeah.
You have to decelerate properly or you can't accelerate.
Well, it's too bad that they don't know that because this injury problem, and there's not just a lot of money tied up.
Because they kicked me out of the game. They kicked me out. They don't want to listen to me because I know what's right and what's wrong, and they don't know jack shit.
Now, the Montreal Expos were a classic example of that. Just for people who don't know, when Bill Lee was traded, and it was a tragedy for Red Sox fans, to the Montreal Expos, that was 1979, right, Bill?
Yep.
You went
December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
Pearl Harbor Days when day you got traded. Well, you go to the Expos. Okay, you were 16-10 with a 3.04. You started 33 games for the Expos. You had 6 complete games, which no one has in the major leagues, not even close this year. You also had 3 shutouts. So, could it be any more evident that the Red Sox fucked up?
Zimmer was bad. He hated me. And before that, a guy named Eddie Casco hated me, or we would have won in 72. We would have won in 73. He didn't start me till halfway through 73, and I won 17 games. I would have won 25 ball games that year.
If they started you on April 2nd, yeah. You know what's an interesting stat? I was looking at some of. You had a season in 1974, just before the Red Sox went out and went to the World Series in 75. In 74, this is interesting because you led the major leagues in hits given up, but you also led the major leagues in double plays induced. Now, are those two connected?
Yes, they are. That's why I pitched to contact, and in my idea of a perfect game is a 27-hit shutout.
Bases loaded every inning, but no one scores.
Here's what. You give up a base hit, a double play, a base hit, get the third out.
Right, exactly.
That's 3 times 9 is 27 hits. How many bones in your hand?
27?
Yep. How many in your foot?
I don't know. Metatarsally speaking?
27.
Is that
you
right?
You have half the bones of your body in your hands and feet.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to go home and debone.
See, it's ironic. My truck broke down yesterday. My truck broke down the day before. My Prius had to be towed. My truck had to be towed. And guess what happened? The tow truck broke down.
Oh, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. I blew an engine. It's costing me $10,000. You know, I used to be a car guy, and I'm sick of cars. I'm going to get myself a rickshaw and do Uber with a rickshaw.
Why not?
I will be in such good shape. Now, just before we pass on the Red Sox as a topic, I'm not writing them off yet. And about 2 weeks ago, I almost did.
Don't write them off. Everybody's going to break down. I think Tracy's doing a good job. He survived. He's back to 500, and he's going to have to do it with duct tape because he's going to have to make a lot of decisions. But I think the guys are starting to play for him.
Well, the Red Sox have an interesting stat too. Now they just climbed up in the standings. Now they're 4th in the division instead of 5th, but they are moving, trending upward. But they have a +12 differential between what they've scored and what they've given up for runs. And there's no team that's under 500 that has a plus in the differential column. So I think a lot of it had to do with in hitting with men in scoring position. This guy, Jaron Duran, he's an amazing athlete, but he swings at stupid pitches. He doesn't know the strike zone, you know, and he's left a lot of guys on base.
I know exactly what you're saying.
He's always waving at that outside pitch if he just learned to, like Fred Lynn did, to hit it to left, I think we'd be in business with that guy, but he's hitting 206. It's unbelievable. He was the All-Star Game MVP 2 years ago.
Wow.
So,
well, yeah, it's he must have some other injury in his brain that's doing that. You just don't fluctuate like that. I'm a 2-strike, hit the ball the other way guy.
You got
always have been, always will be. You know.
Yeah.
And I had my greatest at bat in the last 10 years on Sunday, and it was a walk.
You were smart. You didn't swing as Ted
No,
Williams.
I was here. Here's what happened. I got there on time. The manager looked at me. We had 11 players. He said, with me, he goes, "Bill, are you ready to play?" I said, "I don't think I should start. I don't want to hurt the ball club, but I'll pitch it in a crucial situation." And then he said, "No, you can't pitch hit. You got to bat at the bottom of the lineup. You got to add me at the end." I said, "Well, let's see how it goes." I said, "I can give you 2 or 3 innings pitching." We start out against our nemesis, our number 1 team that I beat maybe 10 years ago, and we haven't beat them since.
This is senior
Anyway,
league. Yeah, in
their
Vermont.
pitcher is 72 years old. He gets out. We get the bases loaded, 4 runs in. My spot comes up in the batting order. I would have been hitting in the 8th or 9th spot. And then that guy, he's a professor of humanities at the University of Vermont. He takes 3 pitches, strikes out. The next guy hits into a hard-hit double play. We do not score the rest of the game.
And
Got
you,
it?
And you.
In the 9th inning, in the 8th inning, they bring in their closer. This guy's throwing 82, 84 miles an hour. We strikes out 3 in a row in the 8th. And now I add myself to the bottom of the lineup in the 9th, and I put the helmet on. I get off the plate. I get in the back of the line on the batter's box, and I watch him warm up a little bit, and I'm timing him, and I'm going, if he throws it down, I can get him. Anyway, first pitch, high and away, ball 1. Second pitch, high down the middle, ball 2. Third pitch, right where I want it, but I take it because we're down 4, and it's strike 1. What does he do? He throws a breaking ball for a ball, another gutless fastball out of the strike zone for ball 4. I flip the bat. I walk to first base, and I say, if you're afraid, buy a dog.
The end. Oh,
It was
man.
perfect.
Yeah.
I felt
Well,
like
wait.
I was 45 years old on Sunday.
I know, but your greatest at bat of all. I mean, you hit home runs in the major leagues. You hit 346.
10 years apart.
Yeah, but you hit 346 in your final year with the Expos. You led the team in batting average, so you can't say that's your greatest at bat.
It wasn't, but it is in my last 10 years.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Since you were 65.
Well, not really. I've had some good games. But when you go up against a kid that's bringing it, if he had hit me in the ribs, I'd have been dead.
Right. Well, so it was your best at bat in your 70s.
It's the best. It was. Let's put it this way. I had a Woody when I walked out of the batter's box.
Then you had 2 Woodies. Hey, I got to
I had 2 Woodies.
I don't know.
One in my hand and one in my other hand.
Now, were you ever in the All-Star game? Yeah, once.
Yeah, 73.
Yeah, 73. Now,
I didn't play. I was the only guy that didn't play.
Well, see, they're still taking it out on you for your
No, it was
constant.
Dick Williams. Dick Williams was the manager from
Okay.
Oakland.
Yeah, okay.
And he goes, is there any pitcher that's not 100% sure he can get all the National League hitters out? And I put up my hand. And he goes, Bill, why's your hand up? I said, my dad said, only fools are positive.
Well, the All-Star game is, of course,
did.
coming up, right? And Sonny Gray has a legitimate bitch about why he didn't make the team. Here's Sonny Gray, a tough little guy. No All-Star game for him.
A tough little
And
bastard.
guess what? He leads. He's number 1 in the league in wins with 10 wins. He's number 2 in the American League with ERA, and he doesn't get to the All-Star game?
He'll get there.
I think he got robbed.
Well, you don't think he'll be added?
No, well, they didn't add him. They found out yesterday he's not on the. So I mean, if I were him, I'd be so fucking pissed at that. I mean, with those numbers, oh my God, terrible.
Hey, walk proudly, young man, because he's got brass balls.
He does, man. He's not very big or anything. He doesn't have a super
I
fast.
watched his game. I was at his game when he had the perfect game, and he walked that one guy, and then he gave up the base hit, which could have been an atom ball at the shortstop.
Right. Why do they take
You know what I
guys
mean?
out?
But-
They take them out with no hitters now, Bill. I'm so against that. Let the guy finish his masterpiece.
I agree.
Ugh.
Hey, they
Oh.
did it. They did it. Or not Hershiser, but the Red Sox. I mean, the Dodger pitcher. And they did it to another guy. I'll tell you what. Management sucks. Computers suck. General managers suck. The whole game sucks. because they don't play it the way we used to.
Right. I liked it better the old way too, Bill. And you don't suck. And it's always great to have you on the podcast. I hope you're
Thank you.
feeling good. I cut down a tree, fell in my yard, and it turned out to be ash. And I said I should have cut these into baseball size pieces and given them to Bill because usually.
Hey, it's hard to get a good piece of ash in Massachusetts.
Nicely done, my friend. Have a great day.
You bet, Bubba.
We'll see you later, Spaceman up in Vermont. He's one thing about him is Bill Smith.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
In the best way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's crazy. This guy. He's going in 19 million different directions, but he's always reading books and imparting information on us,
You can tell, though.
particularly in the realm of baseball. I used to, like I mentioned to him, I used to be a car guy. I used to, I even spent some time at a car dealership in between radio jobs.
Yeah.
And I thought I knew what I was doing, but I've had such issues, not just the tree falling in my yard, not just that, but my car, I call it now my stinking Lincoln. The engine blew on my Lincoln MKZ.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Didn't you just buy this car?
Well, I've had it a couple of years. I got it pre-owned, and I love the car.
I rode in that car with you.
It's beautiful.
What year was that car?
2018.
2018.
Yeah,
And
I
the
like to buy
engine?
pre-owned cars.
How did the engine blow in a 2018 car?
Well, that's a good question. And, if I was mean-spirited, I could say maybe somebody at that place that I don't mention in Pro Automotive did something wrong to
I
it.
doubt that.
Well, they supposedly, every time you go in there, they give it an inspection before they give you a loaner car and then take $250 for a cleaning fee.
Yeah.
So I don't endorse or recommend Pro Automotive anymore. We're moving on from them.
Okay.
Because they're in Dudley, Massachusetts now, and just even if I had to drive to Dudley, it still wouldn't be worth it. But in any event, my Lincoln blew up. So, I got a mechanic. Look at you got to do this. You got an ignition coil, all this crap. Well, that didn't work. One day it doesn't start. I'd have to have it towed to the Lincoln dealership, who treated me kindly over in Westboro,
Yep.
Herb Chambers Lincoln.
Yep.
But they told me, sadly, that I'm going to need a new engine. I said, well, how much is that going to cost? $9,000 to replace an engine.
$9,000.
So I said to myself, nah, fuck that car. I'm done with it. I junked it. It's gone. It's out of my life forever. So now I'm in the market for a new vehicle. Any suggestions?
Well, I would suggest not buying a Lincoln again.
There you go.
But that car was beautiful.
I
though.
know. It's beautiful. It's a nice ride, all that stuff. But the engine blows. I mean, I'm out. I'm out $10,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell my baseball card collection.
Oh, don't do that, Mike. What, for how much?
$9,000. Anyway, that story is over, and thankfully, but there's other things that I have on my plate here. I have what I call a plate.
Yeah.
I heard this quick stat for you. They're talking about letting men play women's sports,
Uh-huh.
and that just offends me.
Yeah.
Because it's so stupid, and it doesn't. I mean, and then the number came up on the TV screen. There are 100 supposedly, allegedly, 122,000 trans athletes in the United States. 122,000? I don't think so. I think we'd notice. Hey, you see that girl doing the high jump? Geez, she's got a penis. It's just a weird thing, man. But try to imagine 122,000 people, all of them being athletes, and all of them being trans.
Who did the research
I
on that?
don't know. I didn't write that part
Seems
down.
a little high.
I guess I should have quoted the source when I gave that story on the air.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I do watch a lot of television, and I'm quite critical. Not that I was a great TV
You watch
personality.
the TV, so the rest of us don't have to.
I watch all three of the news networks.
I know.
You know why I do that? It's because then I can compare either the coverage of a story or the lack of coverage of specific stories on all three networks, and I can easily estimate what their political position is on the issues at hand.
Can you tell when certain networks are lying or not telling the truth?
Yeah, absolutely, and I hate him for it because back in my day, Walter Cronkite. Hold on, I'm going to blow my nose. Something Walter never did during his newscast.
Right.
Where'd you get that sound effect?
I don't know, man. That's
I
you.
feel better now.
Hey, by the way, before we go any further, I I forgot something.
Uh-oh.
Forgot something you forgot.
What?
Ready?
Oh, yes. We are always and indelibly and permanently sponsored and 100% behind the world's greatest coffee cake maker
Yep.
from nearby Hyde Park, Massachusetts. It's Boston. It's my grandma's of New England coffee cake, and it is, without question, not only the tastiest, but the freshest. It's delivered right to you. I ordered a cake for my daughter for her birthday the other day, and it got there the day I ordered it. 2 days later, it's at her house. And they're good for especially if you refrigerate them, they're good for weeks and weeks, but they're fresh for 8 days, even if you leave them on the counter.
What you know, they used to say is about what was it? Lay's potato chips. Bet you can't eat one.
Right.
Well, that's the same thing about the my grandma's coffee cake. You have one bite or one piece. You've got to have a second one.
Yeah, well, that commercial would come on. Lay's potato chips. I bet you can't eat one.
Yeah.
Give me that fucking bag. I'll eat the whole bag.
Wow.
I'll show you.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, my grandma's coffee cake. You would call 1-800-8-GRANDMA, or you go to their website, which is mygrandma.com, and order the flavor that you choose. There's so many, and they're all delicious, and I love it. I love this stuff. It's great. I give them as gifts to people I care about,
Yeah.
and people who sometimes even care about me. The network that I've spent the last week watching, this is like a mic drop segment, kind of, Smitty, where I get critical, of specific people who do a bad or weird job in the broadcasting industry.
Do you mean?
It's time for the Planet Mikey Mic Drop.
Yes, that's exactly what I was inferring.
We have all that custom stuff here.
I've spent some time watching what used to be known as MSNBC and now is known as MSNOW.
Yeah.
Which is very close to MSNOW, which is no way I'm watching it if I didn't have something to talk about here.
Or MSNOW.
MSNOW, yes. And, they're just awful as a network. And I don't know how NBC can be anything but ashamed of the people. And it's the people they put on the air that are the problem.
Somebody's paying them those high salaries to be that way.
Well, but a lot of money they're paying for these guys these people to spew bullshit. Yeah. Almost everything they say is just bullshit. It's what do you call it? Propaganda. And they spend 90% of the time that they're on the air, and it's supposed to be like a news channel.
Yeah.
But they don't do news and they don't cover stories. They just sit there and tell you how much they fucking hate Donald Trump, and they do it endlessly. And to me, most of them are assholes. I'll say it right like this.
Do you have some examples?
Okay, let's start with the morning. Who's on morning? Joe and Mika. Joe Scarborough, there they are, the loving couple. Now, I guess they ended up together because they both cheated on their spouses, and now look how happy they are. Yeah. She's touching his shoulder and brushing dandruff off his shoulder.
He does look like Dilbert
He took off his glasses just for that one picture so he could look handsome. Now, I met Mika at Fenway one time, and she seemed all right. She seemed nice enough, but we didn't talk politics or anything, and I didn't tell her that I thought her morning show with Joe sucked. I didn't say that to her. I said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Because she worked at the same TV station in Hartford that I worked at, but not when I worked there. So anyway, they're always there's another guy in there, Willie, that's on with them, and they're all questioning. They were questioning the he said, she said aspects of the Graham Plattner story out of Maine. Okay. They didn't do that when the Donald Trump and that lady who sued him, supposedly, they never questioned the he said, she said aspect of that, or Kavanaugh. They never said, oh, well, it's a he said, she said. You don't know who you're going to believe. Now, when it's Graham Plattner, they're saying, well, she said and he said he didn't do it. Okay, whatever. Joe Scarborough, by the way, a former Republican. So I call him a Republican traitor. Yeah. A traitor to the GOP. Also, in the morning or at night, you hear Jen Psaki.
Yeah.
Now, Jen Psaki, I call her Jen Pissanti. And the reason I call her that is because it's clear where she's coming from. She worked for John Kerry, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. Okay, we know where she's coming from, so there's no pretending that she's any kind of unbiased journalist. You see her there in the middle. She's the ginger snap with the bad attitude.
Look how happy she looks.
All those folks. That's the day Trump won the first time. That's the picture that was taken. Look at them all. They look like they're all going to kill each other or themselves.
We're doomed.
Oh, so Jen Pisanti. Now they hired Luke Russert, which is Tim Russert's son. Tim Russert was a pretty good journalist.
Yeah.
I mean, very well respected.
Yeah.
His son, though, is coming out right now, and he's all about, Trump this and Trump that. Oh, we go again.
Oh, his dad would be so proud.
We haven't had enough of that for 9 years. Okay, we understand. You hate Trump, but is that all you can talk about? There's a lot of news stories going on in the world today. Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow is she's lesbian, which is nothing wrong with that. She's also a know-it-all, which is, I guess, if you think you know it all, that's nothing wrong with that either. She probably drives a Subaru. Nothing wrong with that. Subarus are fine cars. She always wears black, and she's never seen anyone's penis. Reverend Al Sharpton is an interesting story because this is a guy who's Al Sharpton. By the way, born on October 3rd, 1954. There he is when he was thin. No, he's thin now. There he is when he was fat. And it looks like the guy on the left of your screen shit out the guy on the right of your screen. I mean, look at the size of Al Sharpton. I mean, what was he doing back then? Al Sharpton he has his own show on MSNBC.
His head is so giant.
I know. It's like we went to a head shrinker. This guy is a freak. Born on October 3rd, 1954. And you know who else was born on October 3rd, 1954?
Why no?
Dennis Eckersley. Oh. You know who else was born October 3rd, 1954?
No.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh.
So I think he got the shit end of the stick when it came to being born on October 3rd, 1954. He was a Brownsville Projects guy, New York City. He's 71 years old now. Yeah. Just some history on Al Sharpton, because this is probably why he behaved the way he did.
Yeah.
His father left his mother for his half-sister. He's got a long history of race baiting, tax evasion, tax fraud, and racial division. He's a racial arsonist. He always lights that fire every time he can, because that's how he's made his living. Yeah. Was using race as a cottage industry. His first job was James Brown's road manager. Had lawsuits against everybody from New York City to Comcast. In fact, Al weaseled his way into a $750,000 a year gig on MSNOW, is what it's called now. Mm-hmm. He gets $750,000 for doing a 1-hour show once a week, and the show sucks ass if you've ever watched it.
Difficulty reading the teleprompter.
He's awful. Yeah. He should never have any show on any TV. He's not that good as a broadcaster, but he gets that show. You know why? Because he threatened to boycott Comcast. Oh. Well, back in the day, it's you can look it up. Now, Al was married, separated for 16 years. Then he finally got divorced in 2021 after 16 years of separation. He was an FBI informant. In fact, he was a rat on the Gambino crime family. Wow. He's a hater of Jews and Mormons. The whole Tawana Brawley fake rape case and the Bernard Goetz shooting case, dismissed and shown to be fraudulent. There was Bensonhurst. There was Howard Beach. And, of course, his National Action Network, which is basically a front for his fraudulent behavior. Nicole Wallace. Now, she's on MSNOW, and I like to call her Teeth. Now, there's a reason I call her that. Teeth Wallace. She's 54 years old. Yeah. UCal Berkeley. She's a San Francisco area wealthy one. She was, if you can believe this, she's another Republican traitor. She was a Republican press secretary for George Bush, John McCain, and Jeb Bush. And she's a Republican traitor. Wow. She has spent years of literally, Smitty, 10 years doing nothing but shitting on Donald Trump. If you took out all of her talking about Donald Trump in a negative fashion, there would be nothing but dead air on her show because that's all she talks about with the teeth.
Now, you decided to watch this network for how long?
It's just enough to see all these things once again. Because I like, what I like to do is I like to have, in my own mind, the potential for diversity of opinion on various topics. So I watch Fox, I watch MSNOW, and I watch CNN, and I say, okay, oh, look at this. Look at this guy. Listen to what they're saying, you know. Katie Tur. I don't have a picture of her. I probably should because she's one of the cuter people I'm going to mention on this podcast.
Yeah, I'll say that.
And she's got a great rack. She was a former storm chaser for the Weather Channel, which you got to give her credit for that. You know, you saw that movie. Right? She's more likable than most MS Now people. She's the daughter, get this, of Zoe Tur. That's her father.
Oh.
Zoe Tur, who was a pilot, and he was the photog in L.A. for the Simpson chase, the car chase in the helicopter, and the Reginald Denny incident and all that stuff. He was a pilot, and he used to be a man, now named Bob Tur, and now he's a she named Zoe.
Well, there you go.
I don't know what to say about that, except that that's just, you know, I think it's worth remarking about.
He's now living his best life.
Yeah, he's not a man anymore. According to this quotable news source that I use it all the time, by the way. Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Now, Katie Tur, by the way, if I have to say anything bad about her, it's that she dated Keith Olbermann. Yeah.
Well,
So-
that would drive you crazy.
It would kind of ruin it for a lot of people.
I know. Keith, my God.
She dated Keith Olbermann, and listen to this. Keith Olbermann claims to have edited and written many of her news reports, advising many of her career choices, and paying off her student loans, and paying off her housing for a year after they separated.
Well, there you go.
He was paying her off to pretend she liked him.
Maybe he
'Cause
did
he's not-
something that he wants her to be quiet about.
He's not likable,
Yeah.
you know, at all, in any way, shape, or form. Keith Olbermann is a turd.
Yeah.
All right, so but he was on the MSNBC for a long time. See, this is, my point with this is, why does the network hire all these people who have all these like unbelievably weird flaws? All right, let's move on. For example, Ali Velshi. You ever see him?
That this guy?
That's him. That bald-headed fuck.
Yeah.
He's not sure of what year he was born. Okay, I looked him up. It was either 68 or 69. He's not sure. Now, why is he not sure? Well, he's born in Kenya. He was raised in Canada. He's a Muslim who defended building a mosque near Ground Zero. Remember when that story
Oh,
came
yeah.
out?
Isn't that was a nice thing to do?
He
huh?
defended that, and so he tells you a little bit about him. Now, on the air, he uses his hands. See how he uses his hands?
Yeah.
He uses his hands like a used car salesman, and I know what that looks like.
Now, do you suppose he's giving people signals with those hand
I don't
signals?
know, but he is an obnoxious, sanctimonious, self-righteous, know-it-all, bald-headed fuck who thinks he's the smartest person in any room he happens to be in. Am I being too harsh on MS now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's,
They're never
you
going to
know,
hire me anyway, Smitty.
I think when they call something news, you have a reasonable expectation to think that it
Jeez.
might be the truth, but I don't know now.
Because I don't give a rat's ass.
Look at that. There it is.
Ari Melber, Jewish guy, self-righteous lawyer from Seattle. So now, if you're from Seattle, you automatically go thrown into a category, don't you?
Seattle, yeah.
He's a host of a show called The Beat, and I think they should change it to The Beaten because the ratings suck on that show. He regularly uses quotes from hip-hop artists, and he thinks he's very cool,
Oh.
but he's not. He's a douchebag. He's divorced. He lives in Brooklyn, and he is as annoying a person as you'll see on any TV. But by the way, these are all people that are on the same network in the same day. You watch them all day, you're going to see every one of these assholes.
Yeah.
Alicia Menendez. Now, she's kind of attractive looking. She looks like she just got her braces off last year, but she looks all right. 42 years old. And she's the daughter of the convicted, corrupt New Jersey former Senator Bob Menendez.
Oh.
So how'd she get that job? Well, her dad was a senator in New Jersey. Now, both Bob Menendez and his wife are in jail for doing all kinds of illegal shit.
Democrats.
They ended up with a closet full of gold bars that they got from some Egyptian. They've got hundreds of thousands in safe deposit boxes. They got busted. And there's a second time that Menendez got busted on corruption charges, and that's his daughter on MSNOW. She doesn't talk about that, though,
No.
on TV. What else? Oh, Chris Hayes. We got a picture of Chris Hayes, I think.
We do?
Yeah. He looks just like There he is. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Rachel. The reason he got hired was because he had a twin-like resemblance to Rachel Maddow, and she carried a lot of weight there. What did that picture say again?
Hold on.
Smitty's over there going, hold on.
I didn't.
It's too much going on over here.
We don't have a picture of Chris Hayes.
No, the last one you showed.
Oh, this one
Yeah, that's Chris Hayes. No, liberalism when you hate white males but also want to look exactly like a white male. Now, that's why I thought it was Chris Hayes, but it's not. It's Rachel Maddow. Michael Steele, he's another Republican traitor. He was the RMV. What's he called? Not RMV. He was the RNC chairman.
The DH.
For whatever reason, they put him in there. By the way, he's a guy. I'm not going to say much about him. He was a lieutenant governor in Maryland. He was a Republican. Then he turned Democrat, so he's a Republican traitor. And now he's on MSNOW on this shitty ass show. But he asks the longest questions. Now, you've been interviewed a lot of people in your radio career, as have I. The one thing you don't want to do is ask a question of somebody that's a minute to a minute and a half long.
Sean Hannity does that.
You talk yourselves in circle and you can't get out of it. Meanwhile, so let the guy talk. Let him answer the question. Ask him the question. No, they got this whole thing in terms of this. Well, that's Michael Steele because he's not a broadcaster.
Yeah.
He's a traitor Republican. Simone Sanders. I know we got a picture of her. She looks like the hungry hippo. There she is. Simone Sanders, shaved head, gigantic mouth.
Yeah.
Not unlike the picture you're looking at here.
Yeah.
She has these fake giant fingernails, and she worked for Bernie Sanders' campaign. So you know where she's coming from. I mean, need I say more? She worked for Bernie Sanders' campaign. She joined the Biden campaign after she left Bernie. And can we see that picture one more time?
Yep. Hold on.
The one thing about her that I like is that she can fit an entire cantaloupe in her mouth without hurting the cantaloupe at all. We also have a couple guys here that are on the weekends. These guys are awful. Jonathan Capehart and Eugene Daniels. Now, they're both gay.
Yeah.
So I call that show Gay and Gayer. When they're on together on the weekend on MSNOW, and we have a picture of, there they are.
There they are, yeah.
That's Gay and Gayer. That's Jonathan Capehart on the left and Eugene Daniels on the right. About Eugene Daniels, well, by the way, just so you know, Jonathan Capehart is engaged to his boyfriend of 5 years.
Yeah.
Nick Schmidt, who was the assistant chief of protocol at the White House. Capehart and Schmidt were married finally got married, and they got married by Eric Holder.
Oh, really?
Who performed the ceremony.
Eric.
Eugene Daniels, the one on the right, is a former football player at Colorado State. He's 37 years old. And he's gay. He's married to a dude. He got injured in his football career after he ran into a tight end. So that's a show not worth watching on the weekend. It's called. It should be spelled W-E-A-K, The Weekend, because they're on. Lawrence O'Donnell. Now, here's a guy from Boston.
Is this the guy, the Stop the Hammering guy?
Yeah, Stop the Hammering. Stop the Hammering. That's him. The lantern-jawed fool. 74 years old. He's divorced. He's a socialist, and he admits it. He wrote scripts for The West Wing, that TV series. Yeah. He was Olbermann's fill-in host. He pissed all over Mitt Romney and his religion. Endlessly. He pissed all over Michael Steele, who we just talked about. He retracted his story about Russian oligarchs and a Trump Deutsche Bank loan because it was bullshit.
Yeah.
And on November 6th, 2010, on the Morning Joe show, I quote him now. This is what Lawrence O'Donnell had to say. What a moron. He said, "I'm not a progressive. I'm not a liberal who's so afraid of the word I had to change my name to progressive. Liberals amuse me. I'm a socialist. I live to the extreme left of you mere liberals." What a douchebag. And he's from Boston. He sucks. Anyway, A couple more for you. Stephanie Rule, she's kind of the cute little preppy little, looks like a cheerleader's assistant. She's 50 years old. She's a New Jersey native. Oh, notice these folks all come from New Jersey. They come from New York. She worked with Velshi, so I automatically don't like her. Molly Jong Fast. Now, we got a picture of this lady. This lady comes on and does... she does commentary. Everybody that's hyphenated, I somehow don't like them as much. Molly Jong Fast. Her mother was Erica Jong, who wrote Fear of Flying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wrote a book called Fear of My Fly. She was raised as a Catholic by a nanny in Stamford, Connecticut, despite being Jewish. So she had a Catholic nanny who raised her. And she, what I call her is, my nickname for her, if we can look at that picture one more time, this will explain everything.
Yeah, I'll show you without her glasses.
I call, oh God. I call her the human wardrobe malfunction.
Why is that, Mike?
Well, because she gets on her these ugly, weird clothes, and her hair is 5 different colors, and she doesn't make any sense to me. And well, let it suffice to say. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like all these things I've said because they like watching MS Now. They think it's a fine network. And you know what? I think it sucks. I think it's an embarrassment to the news industry because of the clear bias of every single person they hire. They would never... who's the guy on CNN? Scott
Jennings.
Jennings. CNN hires him. He gives an opposite viewpoint, but he represents well. And he's surrounded by 5 people who have no idea about more conservative values. And he takes it and he gives it out, and he doesn't embarrass anybody. He does a great job. But on MS Now, they would never allow him on the air.
No.
They've got too much bile in their stomach for anything that's not way left. Now, again, I'm a centrist libertarian. You know, how do I define that? Well, I believe in certain social programs and a safety net. I believe in equal rights for everybody. I believe in equal opportunity. I believe in all the things that are in the center. I'm a centrist libertarian. Libertarian believes in small government, right?
Yeah.
And a lack of waste and abuse and fraud. That's it. It's very simple. I don't want anyone to starve. But I don't want to piss away money, giving away money to people who are stealing it. Right?
I agree, Mike.
I think I go buy a new car.
That's my friend Mike right there.
I was going to have Joe and Jerry sing a song, but I decided against it. So that's it. I mean, I got it all off my chest. I got car problems. I will say this. The Red Sox have been lifting my spirits lately.
Yeah.
They've actually won some games, you know, and they're hitting the ball. So I'm going to try to be happy until next podcast.
Show us your T-shirt once again.
Hey.
Hold on, there it is. I don't give a rat's ass. That's it. Is that how you feel about everything, Mike?
No, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm pretty much a happy guy when I'm not talking about MS Now. Anyway, till next week.
Yes.
And Bill Smith will join me again, I think.
Yeah, I will.
Next week.
Yeah.
Have a fabulous week, everybody. Thanks for listening.